AITA for moving out immediately after my terrible sister signed the lease only in her name. Throw away because I don't want my clients to see. A bit of background, my 23F mom was always kind of abusive growing up. It was bit less heavy on my sister, 18F, but not by much. Saving from summer jobs, I got a tablet, started selling out and moved out as soon as I hit 18. I haven't had much contact, but I guess in this 4 years mom changed, because she offered to pay for sis college. Sis wanted to move in with me to save and I agreed. She was waitlisted, so she ended up moving in after the lease was already renewed, in my name only. The room she moved in was small, my ex-art studio, and knowing the job she got at few hours, we agreed on splitting rent plus expenses 70-30. She was a bit iffy about my job, but I explained it's all done legally, I pay taxes, save for retirement etc. It all went to shit when she came in my room without knocking, saw me drawing furry porn, and freaked out. She immediately called mom. Sis has much more contacts than me since mom is sending her an allowance and money for bills, which she has never even offered to do for me. I tried to calm her down but she refused to talk to me till dinner. When she snarked about my job, I pointed out it was hypocritical when she was eating food bought with that job's money. She didn't reply. Things escalated, she was very dismissive, her and mom kept saying she was the only one lawfully employed and made jokes. I explained again it was all legal but that wasn't the point. Sis started to do nothing, she was the only one with a job so she didn't have to cook/get food/clean. Mom stopped sending money, which I had assumed would happen anyway. The running commentary just went on and on. Once, I snapped and replied that when we signed the lease we'd be equal at least in that. She looked confused and went research about leases but I thought nothing much of it. In February, she sits me down, mom on speaker, and they started going off on how since she was the only one with a real job sis should be the only one on the lease. Once again I explain about my job, I have savings, I afforded this place for 5 years. They just kept making jokes and I give up. I call a good friend, explain the situation and that at this point I'm not comfortable here. We decide that on March 1st, when sis signs, I would move with her instead. Where my friend thinks I'm the A, I didn't tell sis. I was so exhausted I just didn't wanna deal with it. If she wants all the authority she can take the risk too. I still paid for March so she had 30 days to find a roommate/break the lease. College town, you just pay a month of rent to get out. She could even move back home since all her classes/work is online. March 26th and she has done nothing but call me demanding I go back. My friend understands but thinks I should have let sis prepare. I think that if you want me to have no legal rights I don't have pay 85% of the expenses while being ridiculed for it. So AITA for leaving my sister with a lease she can't afford. NTA. I think you already know you aren't but I am agreeing with you. Can see that your friend could be worried that you'll do the same thing to them when the time comes for you to move out but given that your friend isn't likely to ridicule you for your source of income, I don't find that likely but you could always put it in writing with them if it's a concern. We are both gonna sign the lease when it's time to renew in 5 days. Next year, new lease. Once the virus situation hopefully calms down she can look for another roommate while I look for another place of my own. NTA. I don't understand furry porn but I respect the balls it takes to make it, and the money it reels in. I don't really get it either but the community is actually very kind and I think they might have quite literally saved my life lol. NTA, she made fun of you and your financial situation. He bragged being the only one with a job. She could have moved back home or got a roommate, so she can afford the apartment. NTA. 1. Your sister belittled you and forced the issue by making sure the name will only be signed in her name because she is the lawfully employed person. She is plotting on having you pay the rent but having the lease under her name, which does wonders for credit rating I would think. 2. She invaded your privacy, then used that to humiliate you, especially to your estranged parent. I think your family is pretty toxic and you should keep them at arm's length. The thing is, if you let your sister prepare, she might just choose to make things even uglier. She sounds capable of going around publicly accusing you of doing illegal sleazy business and shit like that. I understand your friend might feel that it's not right to do that. If you do have enough savings/pay, maybe you should have your own place, without informing your family. With everything going on, I was just too tired to start looking for another house. I could move in with my fiend because I already knew her roommate wasn't gonna resign since she moved back home for online classes. AITA for not forgiving my friend over what she said about my body. I'm a bit at war with myself because I've been called petty before, and I hold grudges. So I know these things are part of my personality, but I don't know if I'm overreacting and taking it too far. So I, 31F, was looking for bathing suits online, with my friend, 30F. We're getting into beach season where we are, and COVID restrictions have been lifted in our area. I have 2 young kids, and as you can imagine, stretch marks on my stomach, thighs, and breasts. I mean, nothing too crazy or severe, but I think, looking at me you can tell I've been pregnant. I have a mixture of one-piece bathing suits and 2-piece sets. That day, I happened to be looking at 2 pieces. My friend, who has a history of being oh so helpful and honest, asked me why I was looking for 2-piece suits. I showed her the picture of the current suit I had loaded up on a website, a cute bikini set with high-rise bottoms. I said I thought I'd look decent in it. Friend says, but you have stretch marks all over, and you have them on pouch. You should probably look for a one-piece to cover yourself up. My defenses went up, but I calmly replied, okay, well, I'ma go out on a limb and say most people have some form of stretch marks somewhere on their body, be it from pregnancy, sudden weight gain or loss, etc. Friend, but you won't look sexy at the beach when we go. Me, I guess I'm not looking to be sexy. I'm married, I'm not there to pick up guys, I just want to tan my back and tummy at the beach. Friend, just because lots of people have stretch marks doesn't make them pretty to look at, though. Me. Friend, isn't that what you said? That even if something is common or popular, it doesn't mean it's good. I knew exactly what she was quoting me on. Wanna know, Redditors? Ages ago, a group of us were discussing politics and history and blah blah, and at one point in the conversation I said, Hitler won the popular vote. Just because he rose to power doesn't mean he was right. Y'all, she made a comparison between Hitler and stretch marks being unsightly. After a long pause, I said, I guess we won't be going to the beach together then, I wouldn't wanna subject you to my disgusting body. She rolled her eyes at me and said, Uck, don't take it to the extreme. I was just trying to be helpful. People will stare. The rest of our visit was quiet and awkward, and I'm still miffed. She's trying to pretend nothing happened, but I've been distant. She texted me seriously, you're blowing this out of proportion. I'm not apologizing for something I said with good intentions. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm pissed off and not really being as friendly as normal. Am I being too petty? Am I blowing it out of proportion? Edit, you guys. I've been flooded with so many comments, chats, and messages telling me not to take her comments to heart and wear whatever bathing suit makes me happy. And that is precisely what I intend to do. Thank you guys so much for the kindness. A question that popped up multiple times, why am I her friend? I'm not really sure by this point, honestly. I guess because of history? Familiarity? I dunno. Been friends 6 years or so. I'm okay with my body. I mean, sure it'd be cool if I could be a bit more toned and didn't indulge in that slice of cake the other day. But I'm not gonna hide myself away and wear a burlap sack in the confines of my house for the rest of my life. And I agree with the commenters, most of the time, no one's even looking at you anyway. Hitting the beach with my husband and kiddos, y'all. Peace out. NTA. This brought to mind something I read recently. Most people who say they are brutally honest seem more interested in the brutality than the honesty. Your friend is an ass. Enjoy the beach with a better friend. NTA. And no one will stare. No one cares but her. Signed, a bikini wearer with huge stomach scars far more visible than stretch marks. NTA. I'm sorry, I need to know exactly what her good intentions were. Like, give me bullet points. Because from my end, it looks like she repeatedly tried to convince you that the opinions of strangers mattered more than your own. Bucket. Go wear a goddamn string bikini to the beach. Let the world bask in the glow of your mom bod. There's a woman on Twitter who says it best: in art, every imperfect is perfection. Adds to the price. It makes it expensive. Your cellulite is adding to your price. It's making you expensive and you're trying to hide it. Show the beach how expensive you are. Winking face. NTA and your friend is an idiot. People will not be standing around staring at you. People gave stretch marks. It happens. Those are not a visual affront to others. And your friend wasn't being honest about anything save for how shallow she is. Yes, it's amazing how people don't realize I'm only looking out for you actually means I'm only worried about how self-conscious and ashamed I would feel if I looked like you. It's just placing their own insecurities on other people. And while some do so knowing they are being hurtful, it's actually sad how many people honestly don't realize that shame isn't a necessary emotion when it comes to having a body. AITA for backing up my sister on a choice for child raising. So, as a bit of backstory, my sister plans to adopt. Somehow it came up in conversation that my mom will be happy to help their kid learn math since she helped so much with me and my sister. Well, my mom is not a very good teacher. By high school my sister and I dreaded bringing home math homework because mom wanted to help, and she would lose her temper, mock us, make us do extra math problems if we weren't understanding it enough, swear, get angry that we didn't do it the second we got home, when she wasn't home lol, say you should love this, and make us feel ashamed by saying I could be doing this but no. So as a result, we tried our hardest to get this done at school or without having to ask her. Unfortunately she would often inject herself into help if she saw us doing homework, and if we said no, we got this, not listen. My sister said actually, you were a pretty big source of anxiety for me and my brother because of math, so I think it would be better if we handled it if our kid has chronic math problems. Rimshot. Mom was devastated. As soon as I came in, mom asked if she really helped me out with math. Backed up my sis and explained that mom caused a lot of anxiety to us, to the point I had legit panic attacks when mom saw I was working on math problems in college. Well, I calmly explained that mom was not a good math teacher, and she lost it. Reddit, AITA? NTA. It's a bit astounding that she genuinely believed she was good when there was swearing and yelling involved. Maybe she thought of herself as drilling and motivating them like an army sergeant commanding a squad, but now they both have math PTSD. NTA. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. NTA. It sounds like you both voiced this to your mom in a perfectly respectful way. Sounds like mom needs a little more self-awareness. NTA. Your sister will know her child best, and, from the experience of having to be at the end of constant short temper and insults, your sister will know to handle stress and problems better. Your mom needs to get her head out of her ass and have a conversation with the both of you, because it seems this will become a topic of resentment in the future. Also, have your sister create a boundary that your mother is not to inject herself or help with the child's education unless she is willing to admit she was wrong and work on being patient.